And I did just want to stop at the desk here before we get into today's gameplay because I haven't really been as good as I should be on this coming in 4 days of this week, but we are coming into the 5th episode of my playthrough here. So for anybody else that's watching, I do just want to say before we get into the game that we will be seeing spoilers. I'm nearing the end of the game, and that is unavoidable at this point. So before I get into the game, before you see something you don't want to see and have spoiled for you, just be aware that once we jump over there, we are near the end of the game. If you want to save yourself from those spoilers, now is your chance. If you're all cool with that, though, I will be sending us over in just a minute, and we'll get into the game. Everybody good? All right. So, this is where we left off yesterday. I know this isn't quite the normal test chamber we'd been seeing. But we finished all 19 test chambers yesterday, so as it came to discover, again, spoilers here. I've said it before. I won't badger you the whole time with it, but we're going to be talking about a lot of things here, and we're going to see the end of the game, hopefully. So, as it came together at the end of test chamber 19 there, we were to basically become the cake. We were going to be celebrating our victory candescence as we were deposited unceremoniously into the fire, where the portal device would be just fine since it could withstand heats up to 4,000 degrees Kelvin, I think they said, or some astronomically huge number. But I don't think we could survive that, so thankfully with quick thinking and portals, we were able to avoid such a fiery fate. And we're now somewhere deep inside Aperture. Hard to say exactly where, but we've gotten way off course now. So we're at this point just trying to escape. And we'll see where that takes us. We've got a lot of... I remember this room specifically with all the pistons and all the different portal surfaces. The ones on the ceiling. You can actually see that one's damage from where this piston is hitting it. And then just trying to figure out, okay, where does the game want me to go from here? We've got all these nice broken ladders you can see bits and pieces of left there. It looks like our best opening area is off that way. So I think our best dangerous choice of action is to just ride up this and survey our surroundings. Got a little paranoid there. I actually probably could have safely ridden that one. Ah. And as I've talked about overthinking this game so often throughout this playthrough, this is another one of those situations where, unless I'm misremembering, I think this was one I really did overthink, because looking at it now, I don't see why I can't just throw a portal over here and pop out up here. But I remember playing this game before and thinking I needed to somehow make use of these ceilings somehow, and have a portal up there that comes out somewhere over here, and I needed to ride that one all the way up for some reason. I don't know why my brain thought that, but I remember thinking that and making this room a lot harder than it needed to be. But I don't think, unless there's a reason for me to be back there, that was actually the case. Or perhaps it was this room that maybe this is what...
Didn't we have some fun, though? Remember when the platform was sliding into the fire pit and I said goodbye? And you were like, and then I was wrong. We pretended we were going to murder you. That was great.
That line right there, if I had to pick a favorite line from the original Portal, that was probably the one. And that's a hard thing to pick because there were so many great lines. But I remember that one, just hearing it for the first time and stopping and just... Yeah, it was perfect. So yeah, this might be what I was thinking of, trying to end up in a ceiling, because I think what I need to do is ride one of these through the portal and not into the ceiling and end up on top of this. I mean, I might not need to be on top of it, but I guess we'll see. All right, we'll use take 2 on this one. Strafed a little too far.
Remember when the platform was sliding into the fire pit and I said goodbye? And you were like, no way. And then I was wrong. We pretended we were going to murder you. That was great. Is anyone there?
Okay. That was much better than the first time getting crushed. Aha. And yes, we've got our nice, depiction here. Somebody's given us that nice indicator that the exit is up above. How many shots does it take? And I'm going to resist the urge to jump down into a portal here because I don't want that momentum at this point. So we will just step calmly through. Fall awkwardly through, more like it. Okay. No, that wasn't it. Okay. Maybe my initial thought was incorrect, and maybe I did want some momentum, since I think I did. Well, live and learn. In my head, I said blue portal. Did I put the blue portal? I did not. All right. Now let's think about this. Okay, it's going to be the orange portal because I want to come out the blue portal. Yes, that looks like where we want to end up. Let's place that blue portal where we've actually got some ground to land on. How about that? Much better. And yeah, that's just one of those nice things about this game. It's like, if you make a mistake, you're not spending a long amount of time, getting all the way back there. Yeah, you might have to do a little bit of platforming, but it's not like you don't get a pretty quick second chance. It kind of just encourages those testing chances.
This isn't safe for you. It's not too late for you to turn back. I'm not angry. Just go back to the testing area.
I wonder when I went through this room if I made it harder. I'm sure I probably did. I mean, it was nice and easy to just shoot through things here, but did I do it that way when I first went through? It's hard to say. And I just love the design of this entire place. All these different pistons coming out in random directions and coming together. It just really goes away from that traditional science vibe and feels like that extra mechanical, almost like superfluous technology at this point. Over here. Well, the writing on the wall hasn't led us astray yet. I can see the lay of the land. I think that might be a direction to consider. I'd really rather not get myself crushed in the process. It might need to be a little bit higher, though. I say that would be too easy. It is up there. Okay. Oop. All right, we're hoping to get lucky on the way down. Okay. Yeah. This looks dangerously promising. Orange portal. Blue takes us to safety then. There we go. Successfully not crushed yet. And again, we'll just keep trusting the painting on the walls here. Yeah, just seeing more of these inner workings, the deployment of the weighted cubes here. They're being routed through all these different tubes throughout the facility.
You should have turned left before. It's funny, actually, when you think about it. Someday we'll remember this and laugh, and laugh, and laugh. Oh boy. Well, you made us feel going back.
Definitely does seem like higher stakes as we're going through here now. I know I just placed an orange portal because I can see the evidence of it, but I still kind of like to go back there and see it sometimes. So we need a blue portal that I can safely jump into, and in so doing, end up on that platform to end up on that bridge, I think. All right, I'm not going to lie. I thought that was going to take me a couple attempts. I'm happy it didn't, but... Also, just nice to be able to talk these tests out and see it come together in my head and actually be able to execute it more or less the way I was thinking about. Yeah, there have been plenty of times where it hasn't quite been that one-to-one, where it's just those happy accidents of, I could say, oh, I meant to do that, but there's no way I actually meant to do some of that. But that one I did mean to do, and thankfully I did. And the arrow wants us to go down. That door is just decorative, so I guess down is our only choice. Looks like a fairly one-way trip. All right. And a loading screen jump scare there. Okay. Clamber through the vents here. All right. Somebody had asked for help. They had beans and water. Some level of survival back here. Just little design elements, the safety markings on the floor or the signs on the wall about equipment starting and stopping. The kind of things you would see in a real, factory type, setting with standards and regulations and things that just, I love background and details in games that aren't specifically called out, but are just all there to contribute to the world that you're in. I mean, seeing like dangling cables there. Nothing needs to call your attention to them, but that's the kind of thing you would see just drifting somewhere. It's like, yeah, these have a purpose. They connect X to Y, and they do their thing, but not seeing them. I mean, you're not really out anything if they're not there, and they don't do a whole lot by being there. But it's just that thing that is nice to see. I took a bit of a stop there to talk because I think I need to end up over there, and it looks like since we've got a row of pistons here, I could totally see them going a different direction from each other. So I'd rather talk now than to stop talking mid-sentence and try to think and act fast. And there's no going backwards here since a piston was nice enough to seal us in, so forward it is. And okay. Not great.
Hey, target.
Well, that could have been bad. All right. So panic wasn't the answer. Now we know. We won't try to do that on the next test.
Hello. Hey. Shutting down. Who's there? Target.
Yes, the barrels would have made sense too. That's a good idea. But I was able to use that tech we talked about yesterday, or whatever day that was, about putting the portals underneath the turrets. And that was kind of fun to do as well, and just see them. I don't know why I didn't think about that in the moment. Probably because they were shooting at me, we'll say. But take two. I like that one better than the first time through. Get that portal out of my way here. The handprint on the wall. And a nice guide arrow. Crafty. At first I'm like, okay, what can I do? Do I stack up those turrets and climb on them? But I can see the portal indicator light up on my reticle there, and it's like, oh, I can put something on that surface.
You're not a good person. You know that, right? Good people don't end up here. Can you hear me?
Good people don't end up here.
Deploying. Searching. Resting.
I did kind of wonder about this one since it was kind of blinking there. Interesting. Hello.
Searching.
Nice to find a turret that's not after me.
Are you still there?
Thankfully, that arrow was there because I'm like, oh, I need to go down there. But it's like, that sure looks like where I just came from, I think. Or a close approximation to it. What if we go higher? What if we aim our portal a little bit better? All right.
Lost. Searching. Are you still there?
Let's just see what we can see from a higher vantage point.
Lost. Are you still there?
Yeah, this looks
Sleep mode activated.
all right, just like I was hoping.
Searching. Nap time.
All right, some more direction on the wall here.
Searching. Activated. Self-test error. I don't hate you.
How forgiving the portals are sometimes, or the turrets are. All right. Well, that's ominous. Over here. All right. The recent rooms have got me thinking about turrets, so that ounce of prevention versus a pound of cure idea. Well, I'm thinking momentum is the answer, but I'm also seeing, I see these forks in the roads and I have to take them. It's like, what's back here? Looks like lots of stuff is back here. She's watching you. These were those cameras I started vandalizing yesterday. More rations. Calls for help. The wall said the meme. The cake is a lie. Lots of tally marks. Cake motivational poster here. A trusted friend in science. Somebody spent some time back here. Again, I'm thinking I'm overthinking it. If we put a portal up here... we'll just end up shooting the floor as we come out. With the blue portal, and only the blue portal. So let's just attempt one. There we go. Yeah, so my logic there was speedy thing goes in, speedy thing goes out, as we were taught a couple days ago. You use the momentum through once, and it comes out again, and boom, across the gap. Ooh, we're coming back into a more office setting, it looks like.
This is your fault. It didn't have to be like this. I'm not kidding now. Turn back, or I will kill you.
I really like the change
I'm
in...
going to kill you, and all the cake is gone. You don't even care, do you? This is your last chance.
But yeah, the change in the demeanor here. At first, it was so by the script and by the book of what the testing chambers are, and I'm subject hometown here, and I'll be missed, and the value of the device compared to all the everything was just so prepared before. But now that we've gone so off the script, it is that hint of desperation in the voice, and just the things aren't doing what they're supposed to anymore. These tests aren't right anymore. I broke their chair. Again, maybe I am the monster. Ooh, this one opens. So many games like to have those decorative doors on there, but I like the kind that have some that open. Kind of rewards, curious people like me. Somebody didn't do well on their test, it looks like. I wonder if people have analyzed that and found anything relevant or interesting. I mean, is it just gibberish, or did somebody hide something fun in there that is such a deep joke that it's basically... it's way above my head as it is, but... I saw the word licorice and a cup of butter. Granulated sugar. I kind of like the thought, too, that that's like code, but, it's also a recipe at the same time, which, if you think about it, code is just kind of a computer recipe, so. On that tangent, where things aren't shooting at me. What do you think? Do I liberate the rest of the chairs and send them into a particle afterlife, or do we leave the rest alone and move on with our journey? Surely one more chair won't hurt for symmetry purposes. It didn't scream like that turret, at least. All right, now there's a nice balance of chairs again. And in passing through this, not only does that disallow us from taking things with us, but this also closes all of our past portals, so no shenanigans going back where we're probably not supposed to go forward from here. A nice ominous blinking light in the distance. Really? I love Easter eggs. Not sure I'm quick enough to catch it here, but I just love hidden details and things like that somebody took the time to put in that a lot of people probably won't even notice, but the ones that do, it's just so cool when you were able to pick up on stuff like that. And it's just that reward for curiosity. And actually, it's probably a weird thing to admit in 2026, but I have never played any of the Half-Life, any title in that franchise. Not for lack of wanting to. It's one of those gaming experiences I want to have at some point in my life, and that's kind of one of the purposes of this channel. I want to play old games that I'm familiar with, but I also want to play old games I'm not familiar with, because there's something fun or nerve-wracking at times of watching somebody experience a game that you're deeply familiar with when they've got no idea what's going on. And just to try to be like a, better gamer, but a different level of gamer too. There's that thought of wanting to experience a game that is such a pivotal part of gaming culture that I've never played before, that so many people have. So, things like Half-Life there. Well, we've got a nice big red button and an ominous chamber here. I believe I remember what's coming, but... What is a cake recipe? Okay. The keyboard was very... Okay. Either way, just cool details like that somebody took the time and effort to actually put in. They didn't just throw something together because they needed a keyboard or they needed some sort of text gibberish. They took the effort to hide something there. Kind of the creativity things I wish I was more capable of. All right, we've woke something up here. All right, and it doesn't seem happy to see us. It seems persistent. So, as we strafe around things here, I'll talk about it a bit because we just saw it break that glass with one shot. We seem to be trapped. Not wanting to stop there. We seem to be trapped by another pane of glass here. So I think the best choice of action is to be a little less panicky. All right. I don't dare stop too much. I probably shouldn't be reading a recipe while strafing missile fire, but thank you for providing that. That's pretty cool. 4 eggs, a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips, 3/4 cup butter or margarine, 1 2/3 cup granulated sugar, 2 cups all-purpose flour, fish-shaped crackers, fish-shaped candies, fish-shaped solid waste, fish-shaped dirt. That's very cool. And candy-coated peanut. Oh. I think in my rend, I didn't need to use portals for that at all. I could have just had it shoot at me and then move, couldn't I? Again, there's one of those examples of overcomplication, isn't there? All right. Yeah, I was just thinking that would have been a lot easier than trying to make use of portals. That it kind of is that same parallel as I talked about yesterday. There were plenty of times where I should have used a portal and I tried to do it manually, but this was that exact opposite. If I just stood there and been a person with legs, I could have just strafed away and done that a lot quicker. And to have accidentally done so while reading a cake recipe is just all the more fun. So I wasn't even watching the screen; I was reading that recipe, and again, it just shows the value of luck as well. Ooh, danger, contaminated area. That's the place I want to go. I wonder at what point, our character sees these signs and just kind of wonders. It's like, if this is a contaminated area, obviously, you wouldn't really want to go in there. There's not a lot of other choices of places to go, but... And the unreliable narrator that has been our host here also doesn't really, lend a lot of credence to what is said, but... You just never know. This room I do remember because it took entirely too long, even with a nice over here warning or direction. It's like, okay, how do I get over here? There's a glass in my way, so I can't put any portals over there. And I don't know how many times I would backtrack to the other area. And it's like, well, I can't do anything there because you just can't. So I'm like, do I need to, I think at one point I tried to over-engineer some line of portals to try to, like, kite a missile all the way, from this wall to that wall to that wall to this wall. When, again, the more simple approach is just... Actually, there's a bit of danger since I don't remember where the turret was looking, so we'll just get both our portals out of the way here so there's nothing staring at me. But we place one portal here. And now I just need to line myself up with the orange portal and a missile because we've seen it can break the glass. And then I just need to sidestep. And there it goes. And actually, I almost walked all the way back down the hall to get here, forgetting again that I've got a portal that would just put us right here. So the glass is nicely broken. It looks quite dangerous. We'll try to hop over that as best we're able. Another cube goes off to serve its fate. Over here. I know I keep stopping here, so sorry about that, but this is another room that... This one I 100% remember I overcomplicated. Or at least I think I overcomplicated it. Maybe that's how it was supposed to be done, but I remember at one point going back and scrounging for office chairs and just trying to build this makeshift thing that I could climb up here and try to get up into that area with. And I really don't think that's what you're supposed to do. I guess for all I know, maybe it is what you're supposed to do, but I'm thinking portals are probably the more correct answer here. Okay. I was gonna say, is it as simple as just using momentum to pop myself up there? But surely I can't place anything on these walls, yeah. That one I could. Oh good, I'm glad I wasn't the only one. But yeah, I went back and gathered every office chair I could and made some, terrible cartoony kind of stack here, and it worked, so you can't really argue with results. Seems like there's got to be some easy thing I'm missing, though. Because surely that wouldn't be the answer. Yep, okay. It's like, wait a minute, if I had a cube, that would make everything easier, wouldn't it? How would I break that, though? There's no break in that glass. Why don't we just make one, right? That was close. Much better. All right, no more incoming missiles now. And we further vandalized Aperture property. We've probably made some other test chamber unsolvable now. Yes, this will be much easier, hopefully. It's no weighted companion cube, but it's not nothing. I probably don't need it, and it's probably a detriment to even try, but... we worked hard to get this cube out of captivity. Or have I trapped myself here? Nah. I'm, again, overthinking it. We'll just go back the way we came. We've got a portal placed. And now we can take our new friend with us. Didn't quite expect a loading screen right there, but here we are. No, wait. I was gonna say, they thought a step ahead of me by putting a grate there. But again, I've got a portal gun. One of those look before you leap kind of jumps. Interesting, like, extra momentum we've got going on here. We've seen these doors earlier. It's a good test to see what I've learned from seeing them last time. Lots of little hiding places.
Please put me down.
This kind of reminds me of the companion cube room in the same sense that we're just hopping around from room to room and place to place where a normal person shouldn't be able to go, but here we are just jumping through the walls at these creatures or these turrets. They've done nothing wrong, but that won't deter us. I'm glad they've each got this nice, red beam of light too, so I can just easily see, okay, there's one over there, there's one over there.
Please put me down.
Well, this room looks a lot more approachable now. That thought of wanting to watch it fall, but realizing it's also shooting as it falls, so I probably shouldn't stick my head over the edge there. This is one of those rooms that I remember, but I also remember this room being a lot harder, probably because I put myself in the center of the chaos here and wasn't thinking, properly with portals.
Uh-oh.
And just like that, the room is a lot safer for me. Less safe for the turrets, but... Ooh. Can I actually put it from here? Did that actually work? Is that on the proper side of that platform? No, okay. Yeah, it's on the underside. Didn't look like it was going to be able to let me place it on the top from there, but I... Ooh, oh, So we go in orange, we come out blue. Because I need to get launched off that way. So... I'm pretty sure they wouldn't give me both of these if I didn't need both of these. Yeah, maybe. Well, maybe working backwards is the answer. It's definitely momentum, yes. So I need to come out of this portal to end up across the gap. To do so, I need momentum. I need this to be an exit portal. I don't need to come into this portal. But I'll be coming towards that from here. Well, rather than thinking, let's experiment. This is a science place. Test number 1. Okay. Whoop. Oh, I wonder. I was supposed to put a portal there while I was airborne, probably. So then it was an exit portal. Maybe. And then wherever I land, I put the blue portal to conserve that momentum as I place the orange portal on here, so that when I come out, first I'll put the orange portal above me, and then I'll place a blue portal below me, so that I have somewhere to land and carry all that momentum across the new orange portal. So first I place an orange portal that I fall into to get launched out, orange portal, blue portal. Not quite. I think it's got some potential. Maybe I should have hit that wall instead of the floor. That's true. I could slow myself down. That's a good. Yeah, I will have to try that because in my head that would seem counterintuitive. It's like, well, if I slow myself down, then don't I lose that momentum? But yeah, you're right. Then I won't crash into the wall, which has been hampering us quite handily so far. All right, this is what, test 3 or 4. Good call. Nice. I still think maybe the game kind of gave me a bit of a gimme there because I feel like I hit, closer to there on the wall than the ground below it, but results are results. I'll take what I can get. Well, I bet backpedaling probably wasn't the best answer there. But I've got a portal gun. Try not to fall through my own portal now. That would be kind of embarrassing. Except, I think I will need to fall through my own portal because, again, we're going to want momentum to end up there. Yeah, this game just does such a great job teaching you initial concepts and then making you use them all throughout the game in different applications. It's like, here's the basics of momentum. Now here's a much more advanced course of it. Wonderful. I think I've got to trust my character a little bit more here. All right. How many shots to shoot through a small grate? That's right, entirely too many shots. But we're going to end up here now, hopefully. All right, well, if this doesn't look ominous... just this atmospheric, the creaking and the distant rumbling of things. One lone, walkway here. A door covered in warnings. Yeah, I'd be up to try a glitch, sure. Maybe I'll save it right here, too, so we can come back and... if need be. Go to the door room. Talk in this room here. Turn back. Okay. Oh, this other room? Or it's in... oh, I see. Okay. Left back wall. Well, that's a different looking sight. This is that same kind of maneuver we did yesterday then, right? That... all right, I should. I will be stuck. Okay, well. Here we go, guys. Here's what not to do. But look at this. We've trapped ourselves in a nice void. Did we even see this room that we can see out of bounds here? Yeah, that was a window, wasn't it? All right. So that was a good what-if situation. What if we did that? Thank you for that, though. I love seeing little things like that, of, bits of tech. Again, I'm sure there's all sorts of fun applications throughout the entire game for stuff like that could make this a totally different experience, too. Also teaches me that lesson of, oh yeah, here's something I don't understand, I should play with it. I'll jump in this mystery portal. But yeah, that was really cool. I don't know why I opened that door and backed away, but... yeah, there's more of this atmospheric. There's that just distant clattering. Ah, we saw that same presentation yesterday. Yeah, just again, think of the scope of this place. This is huge. Caution, wear your respirator. Advanced authorized personnel only. That sounds like me. Okay. Last call for anybody on spoilers here. I mean, I know where we are now, so if you don't want to see where we're going through this next room, this is your one and only chance to turn back. Okay. Here we go.
Well, you found me. Congratulations. Was it worth it? Because despite your violent behavior, the only thing you've managed to break so far is my heart. Maybe you could settle for that and we'll just call it a day. I guess we both know that isn't going to happen. You chose this path. Now I have a surprise for you. Deploying surprise in 5, 4. Time out for a second. That wasn't supposed to happen. Do you see that thing that fell out of me? What is that? It's not the surprise. I've never seen it before. Never mind. It's a mystery I'll solve later. By myself. Because you'll be dead. I wouldn't bother with that thing. My guess is that touching it will just make your life even worse, somehow. Where are you taking that thing?
Ah, we've seen this
I don't want
device.
to tell you your business, but if it were me, I'd leave that thing alone. Do you think I'm trying to trick you with reverse psychology? I mean, seriously now.
But yes, anybody that remembers the weighted companion cube, this was the...
Okay, fine. Do touch it. Pick it up and just stuff it back into me. Let's be honest. Neither one of us knows what that thing does. Just put it in the corner, and I'll deal with it later.
It's so hard to interrupt her while she's talking here, but for the audience here,
That thing is probably some kind of raw sewage container. Go ahead and rub your face all over it.
we've seen this, disposal hatch before. We had to part ways with our weighted companion cube.
Since you love it so much. Do you want to marry it? Well, I won't let you. How does that feel?
No desperation there. But we've got a nice X
Have I
here
lied
with
to
an
you?
obvious blue line back this
In
way.
this room, trust me, leave that thing alone.
Well, let's walk there. We'll enjoy the room here. We don't seem to be in any immediate danger.
I am being serious now. That crazy thing is not part of any test protocol.
But you'll see we've got a nice view of the area here. We've got a nice red button. Let's hit the nice red button.
Just ignore that thing and stand still.
And now what if we just take this fancy little thing? And we wait too long and the gate closes.
Think about it. If that thing is important, why don't I know about it?
A fair question. But since she seems to want it so much, I'm the monster, right? Goal.
You're kidding me. Did you just set that aperture science thing, we don't know what it does, into an aperture science emergency intelligence incinerator?
That's what it was
That has got
called.
to be the dumbest thing that... Whoa. Good news. I figured out what that thing you just incinerated did. It was a morality core they installed after I flooded the enrichment center with a deadly neurotoxin to make me stop flooding the enrichment center with a deadly neurotoxin. So get comfortable while I warm up the neurotoxin emitters. Huh. That core may have had some ancillary responsibilities. I can't shut off the turret defenses. Oh well. If you want my advice, you should just lie down in front of a rocket. Trust me. It'll be a lot less painful than the neurotoxin. Alright. Keep doing whatever it is you think you're doing. Killing you and giving you good advice aren't mutually exclusive. The rocket really is the way to go.
So I don't want to interrupt the monologuing of too much here, but there's a bit of a countdown, so I can't really spend a whole lot of time talking about what I'm doing, but you can probably see the thought process going on in my brain.
Nice job breaking it, hero.
There it is. Let's see, I should probably pay better attention to where these things ended up.
This isn't brave. It's murder. What did I ever do to you?
What is that?
The difference between us is that I can feel pain. You don't even care, do you?
Hey, look at that thing. No, that other thing. Yo, what's wrong with your legs? Where are we going? Are you coming back? Oh, hey, you're the lady from the cast. Hi. What's that?
Did you hear me?
Is that
I said you don't care.
Where are we going?
Are you listening?
Oh, what's in here?
All these cores are great, but this has got to be my favorite, so that's why we had to take it a bit of a walk here. I know it was a waste of time,
That's
but
it.
I'm sure that won't be a problem later.
Starting now, there's going to be a lot less conversation and a lot...
Oh,
You think you're doing some damage?
2 + 2 is...
In base 4, I'm fine.
Yes.
Behavior. Well, you've managed to destroy that part of me. Unfortunately, as much as I'd love to now, I can't get the neurotoxin into your head any faster.
I'd just like to point out that you were given every opportunity to succeed. There was even going to be a party for you. A big party that all your friends were invited to. I invited your best friend, the companion cube. Of course, he couldn't come.
I wonder if that was the same recipe from the monitors earlier.
Couldn't come either because you don't have any other friends, because of how unlikable you are. It says so right here in your personnel file. Unlikable. Liked by no one. A bitter, unlikable loner whose passing shall not be more neurotoxin. So deadly. Joking.
Again, yeah, I probably haven't been the best narrator here, but with a 3-minute countdown, there's not as much, but you can see we're trying to line up the missiles with GLaDOS here and knock some cores off.
Put it on.
Honestly, it's not
Deadly at all.
to me.
You, on the other hand, are going to find its deadliness a lot less funny.
This one...
Who's gonna make the cake when I'm gone? You. Look, you're wasting your time. And believe me, you don't have a whole lot left to waste. What's your point anyway? Survival? Well then, the last thing you want to do is hurt me. I have your brain scanned and permanently backed up in case something terrible happens to you. Which it's just about to. Don't believe me? Here, I'll put you on. That's you. That's how dumb you sound. You've been wrong about every single thing you've ever done, including this thing. You're not smart. You're not a scientist. You're not a doctor. You're not even a
Alright.
employee. Where did your life go so wrong? Are you trying to escape? Things have changed since the last time you left the building. What's going on up here will make you back in here. I have an infinite capacity for knowledge, and even I'm not sure what's going on outside. All I know is I'm the only thing standing between us and them.
It took us a few attempts to grab that cube out of the air there, but or this core, but we finally grabbed it. And with that, that was the achievement Heartbreaker.
By the way,
Sarcasm, CSL test complete.
Stop squirming and die like an adult or I'm going to delete your backup. Stop. Okay, enough. I deleted it. No matter what happens now, you're dead. There's a shot in the middle, I believe you're dead.
Yes, thank you so much for the congratulations. It's just as good a feeling as it was the first time through the game, the second time through the game. This is a great game. The nice bits of flaming debris, but we can see the sky.
Thank you for assuming the potty escort submission position.
I remember being dragged away, but I don't remember a voiced line there about the party submission position that was alluded to earlier. Oh. But now we get to enjoy the ending. And it's worth enjoying, so I won't be talking through it. Just take it all in as long as whatever platform you're viewing this on will allow you to. Do you see what I see, though? I'm going to interrupt for that. It wasn't a lie after all. Wonderful. Yeah, I could take a look at that. That'd be fun.
I'm making a note here, huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. Aperture science. We do what we must because we can. For the good of all of us, except the ones who are dead. But there's no sense crying over every mistake. just keep on trying till you run out of cake. And the science gets done and you make a neat gun for the people who are still alive. I'm not even angry. I'm being so sincere right now. Even though you broke my heart and killed me and tore me to pieces and threw every piece into a fire. As they burned, it hurt because I was so happy for you. Now these points of data make a beautiful line, and we're out of data, we're releasing on time. So I'm glad I got burned. Think of all the things we learned for the people who are still alive. Go ahead and leave me. I think I'd prefer to stay inside. Maybe you'll find someone else to help you. Maybe Black Mesa. That was a joke, haha, that chance. Anyway, this cake is great. It's so delicious and moist. Look at me still talking when there's science to do. When I look up there, it makes me glad I'm not you. I've experiments to run. There is research to be done on the people who are still alive. And believe me, I am still alive. I'm doing science and I'm still alive. I feel fantastic and I'm still alive. While you're dying, I'll be still alive. And when you're dead, I will be still alive. Still alive. Still alive.
Wonderful, perfect. I couldn't talk during that. I just had this big dumb grin on my face that I've still got on my face. I knew I've heard that song so many times. It's trapped in my brain forever, and I'm not unhappy about that. So well written. I mean, the fact that those were all like, internal company forms, they had the form header at the top. Every lyric was perfect. The key changes were great. That nice little change too of doing science for the people that are still alive to doing science on the people that are still alive. It's just goosebumps every time. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So that was Portal. We've seen the cake. We saw it all. We survived GLaDOS. That was just so amazing. So here we are back at the desk. Man, this was a great week. I came into this week not really knowing what game I was going to play. I had some extra time and well, what can I play? We were doing exams in Persona 3 for anybody that was wondering why. And I thought, I wanted to do something test related. And after a while, it's like Portal's all about testing. Portal could be fun. Portal's always fun. It's been a while since I played Portal. And so, that was just kind of on a whim. I decided to do that. And it was great. And especially having both of you here today, Dennis all week and Napoleon this afternoon, that made it just that much more fun. This was exactly why I put this channel together in the first place, because it was just that casual sharing games kind of vibe. So much of gaming is an interconnected sort of thing. And so to have people that know the game and are able to do things that I can't or show me things I've never seen before, that's one of the things gaming can do that no other medium can really do. So thank you both so much for being here for that. It's been a really fun week. It's almost sad to see it go, but it's also exciting to think of when I'll be able to get back to it next time and continue on seeing more of the original Portal, or going into Portal 2. But yeah, on all those notes, I do want to thank you so much for being here and joining me this week for Portal. I've been very lucky to have you here, and it means a lot to me. So thank you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Whatever you have time to do, I hope it's fun and rewarding, and it takes you into a really fun weekend. But I have been Tom Shima. I appreciate you for being here, and if you ever want to come back, I'd love to see you again. Thank you so much, and goodbye. This content was originally streamed live on Twitch. A link to my channel can be found in the description if you'd like to watch live. All episodes of this playthrough will also be made available right here on YouTube. My name is Tom Shima, and I want to thank you so much for watching.